Pisces, listen closely. This isn't just a forecast, it's an urgent summons from destiny itself, delivered straight to your heart. On September 22nd, 2025, your cosmic ruler, Neptune, will form a rare, almost mystical aspect with the warrior planet Mars. Forget everything you thought you knew about life's gentle flow. This isn't merely a transit, it's a divine intervention the universe is orchestrating specifically for you. You are about to be forcibly, yet beneficently, ripped from the comfortable captivity of routine for a reason that will shatter your perceptions. You are destined to receive a gift that will alter the very fabric of your reality. This is not a choice, this is your new destiny. Right now, many of you are drifting in the still waters of your own soul, a murky, warm swamp of familiar illusions. Dreams, once as vibrant as coral reefs, have faded and dissolved into a fog of uncertainty. Your intuition, that divine compass, spins desperately in the doldrums, unable to find true north amidst the false beacons of others' expectations. You have become a passive observer in your own movie, while real life sails by like a distant ship on the horizon. This state is not peace, it is spiritual suspended animation. A quiet, lulling self-deception that the heavens are no longer willing to tolerate. This is why an immutable cosmic law is taking effect. Passive dissolution in the fog of illusion is a spiritual betrayal, a renunciation of your divine power. The universe is tired of watching you trade your seer's gift for the role of an eternal victim. Mars's energy, charging your Neptune, delivers an ultimatum. Cease being a reflection of others' worlds, it's time to become the source of your own light. To be a Pisces doesn't mean passively drifting on a current that leads nowhere. The true destiny of Pisces is to become the ocean itself, whose waves create new realities. This transit is a forced upgrade. Either you become the creator, or the wave of your own unfulfilled potential will erase you. This process will not begin with an inner epiphany, but with an abrupt external jolt. Await a signal that will cleave your life into before and after. It could be a sudden call from someone in your distant past, an official letter nullifying your status, or news that shatters all your plans. This impulse isn't just information, it's a cosmic electric shock designed to reboot your will. From this moment on, remaining on the sidelines will become physically impossible. The universe won't ask for permission, it will simply hand you a one-way ticket to the reality for which you were truly born. And at the very moment the external world cracks open, something even more profound will unfold within you. The veil that has obscured your vision for years will burn to ashes overnight. This won't be merely a thought, but a deafening, crystalline clarity that will pierce your entire being. You will suddenly see your entire life laid bare and understand precisely where you betrayed yourself. Every cell in your body will scream a single truth, no more. And in this fiery revelation, your inner hero will be born, one who is tired of waiting for salvation and is ready to become the force that changes destiny. The passive observer is dead. Recall the scorched earth of unfulfilled hopes you've traversed in recent years. Remember the bitterness of betrayals and the toxic compromises that drained your soul. The universe witnessed your every step across those ashes. But know this, it was not punishment, but the tempering of your spirit. Every blow of fate, every silent tear was not in vain. It was the coiling of a spring, the accumulation of energy. The universe deliberately transformed your pain into the purest and most potent fuel imaginable for your impending triumph. And this is why that power was amassed. Your grand mission in this incarnation is to become a living portal between worlds. You are destined to materialize that very grand dream you once considered an impossible fantasy. Not for yourself, but for the world. The collective unconscious desperately needs a healer, a guide, a creator capable of manifesting a new paradigm of existence. And the heavens have chosen you. Your personal drama was merely a dress rehearsal before taking the universal stage, where you will play a role written for you by the Creator himself. But be prepared. The moment the dazzling spotlights of the universal stage hit your face, your first primal instinct will be to flee, to retreat back into your pearlescent shell, to dissolve once more into the familiar, safe twilight. Your mind, poisoned by years of doubt, will scream, "This is a mistake. I am too small for such a role. This burden will break me. You will desperately want to reject this great gift just to reclaim the illusion of control and quiet, predictable non-existence. This sweet siren call of your old life, promising peace, will be your first true test on the path to divine destiny. It is precisely in this moment of doubt that the universe will name you by your true name, the forger of realities. Your mission is not merely to dream of a better future, but to forge it upon the anvil of creation. The material for your work is the ether of collective hopes and fears, and your tools are divine intuition and the fiery will of Mars. You are not a fragile vessel, but a sacred forge where the immaterial takes shape. Realize this: your sensitivity is not a weakness, but direct access to the primordial raw material of creation. You are destined to become the one who transmutes prayer into tangible reality. And then, in absolute silence, you will perform your first act of creation, an act of sacred destruction. You will coolly erase the phone number that was a noose around your neck, or burn a letter whose words poisoned your present, or with a single gesture, delete a project that became a monument to your fear. This will not be an act of aggression, but an act of liberation. Your first conscious hammer blow upon the anvil of destiny. In this moment, you cease to be a victim of circumstance and officially assume the role of architect of your new life. The first act of your divine drama is complete, and this cleansing flame will engulf 3 main altars of your life, demanding a total overhaul. First, you will confront the temple of heartfelt bonds, where you must draw a surgically precise line between divine partnership and toxic dependency. Next, the anvil of service will summon you, compelling you to shed the shackles of prestigious drudgery for your true calling. Finally, you will enter the treasury of values, where old beliefs in material security will crumble to dust, giving way to the knowledge that true abundance is the echo of your courage to be yourself. This will be a 3-front war for the right to own your reality. On the first front, within the temple of heartfelt bonds, you will face the most beautiful phantom of your life, a person whose weakness became your addiction and whose salvation became your curse. Do not attempt to analyze this with your mind. It will drown in the mire of shared memories and false pity. Your weapon here is intuition, sharpened to an extreme, transformed into a surgical scalpel. Listen to your body. Does it contract with cold at the thought of this union or fill with warmth? Your body will not lie. This rupture is not an act of cruelty, but the first lesson in divine selfishness, without which service to the world is impossible. Next awaits the anvil of service, and this battle will be far more treacherous. Here, the enemy is not a person, but a system to which you voluntarily enslaved your gift of compassion. Your job, that shining facade of stability, has long become a prestigious torment, where you are the primary resource, drained to the last drop. Your strategic error is seeking an exit, dreaming of a new calling. Do not seek. First, cease feeding the old prison. Perform an act of sacred sabotage. Stop saving the sinking ship of someone else's business with your lifeblood. Refuse to be an emotional buffer for the entire team. This act is not a resignation, it is a declaration of your energetic independence. And here it is, the third and most terrifying front, the treasury of values. Here, the enemy is not an external tyrant, but your own fear of poverty, embedded in your DNA. The universe will set a final examination for you, creating the illusion of complete financial collapse to test whether your declaration of independence was sincere. And here, there is only one counterintuitive move. Do not seek money. Perform an act of divine madness. Give away what, by the logic of the mind, cannot be given. This ritual of sacred generosity is not charity. It is your declaration to the universe that you are no longer a slave to matter, but a partner in the flow of abundance. And in response to your audacious manifesto, the universe will immediately send you a navigator. Do not expect an angel with wings or a wise elder. This ally may appear as a chance-traveling companion, the author of a forgotten book, or even a voice in a sudden epiphany. Their distinguishing mark is not comfort, but a crystalline, almost ruthless clarity. They will not dry your tears. They will hand you a map of the minefield you called your life and the precise coordinates of the exit. This guide is not a savior. This is your personal armorer, arriving to take your order for the armor of your impending coronation. And here is the main secret your armorer will engrave on the inside of your new shield. It is a direct message from Neptune, charged with the will of Mars. When the world descends into darkness and your mind is blinded by terror, cease searching for a path. Command yourself to become a beacon. Do not pray for salvation. Instead, emit a signal indicating precisely where your new world shall emerge. Your Mars is the spark that ignites the flame, and your Neptune is the ocean that will spread the light of that fire throughout creation. Your faith is not hope, but a command issued to reality. Yet, at this very moment of triumphant will, an ancient siren will rise from the depths of your subconscious. This is your main internal enemy, the temptation of blissful oblivion. She will not threaten, she will whisper the sweetest lie, that true spirituality is not a battle, but complete dissolution. She will offer you to shed the armor of the Creator and return to the warm, will-less embryo of eternal sleep, where there is neither pain nor responsibility. This call to spiritual suicide, disguised as enlightenment, will become your final great battle with yourself. And this siren will not fight you openly. Her tactic is divine anesthesia. Suddenly, all obstacles will begin to melt away on their own. That very person you prepared to battle will vanish from your radar. The money you feared losing will arrive from the most unexpected source. This is the universe's greatest test, to lull your vigilance with the illusion of an easy victory. It wants to see if you will lay down your Creator's hammer the moment you feel relief. This false dawn is the most insidious examination of the authenticity of your transformation, of the seriousness of your intention to go all the way. Then, on the night of October 17th, when the blood-red hunter's moon in Aries rises in the sky, the anesthesia will wear off. Everything that seemed resolved will return with threefold intensity. The person from your past whom you mercifully released will return not with a plea, but with a public ultimatum. The financial flow that brought you such comfort will prove to be a poisonous loan, demanding immediate repayment with your soul. The universe won't just revoke its gifts, it will present you with a bill for your naivete. This is the point of no return. The illusion of a peaceful transformation has burned away. You understand, this was not a victory, but merely a lull before the decisive assault, and now you stand on the front lines, utterly alone. It is in this total solitude that you will be presented with the final reckoning. The universe will demand as collateral not what you are willing to give, but that without which your former self is inconceivable. This will be neither a thing nor a person, but your impeccable reputation, your role as a savior in the eyes of others, or the last bridge connecting you to a safe past. You will have to consciously embrace public condemnation, a rupture with those who swore eternal support. This is not punishment. This is the surgical amputation of your primary safeguard, the illusion that you can serve two worlds simultaneously and remain whole. And in this void, where your safeguard once stood, an icy wave of cosmic orphanhood will engulf you. That very divine plan, for which you burned bridges, will suddenly appear as a grandiose, monstrous scam. Your great mission, a phantom painted on mist, your inner hero, dead, never truly born. You look at your hands, with which you were meant to forge worlds, and see only the tremor of powerlessness. The universe didn't merely abandon you, it cynically mocked your faith, proving that you were and remain just a splinter in a ruthless ocean. This is the bottom of your personal ocean. Here resides the primal terror of Pisces, the realization that your entire connection to the subtle world was merely a symptom of a grandiose self-deception. That God is not merely silent, he never was, and your intuition is a side effect of a broken psyche. Do not seek light here, do not pray for salvation, embrace this cosmic cold as the only truth. Allow it to engulf you. This is the last thing that must die before you can be reborn, your desperate hope for a miracle. And in this dead silence, where there is nothing left to die, a forgotten engraving on your shield emerges through the ice of despair. Command yourself to become a beacon. And an epiphany pierces you. It was not a metaphor, not a poetic image. It was a direct technical command. All this time, you waited for a rescue signal from the heavens, when your sole task was to become that signal yourself. Your new strategy is born from the ashes. If the world is an ocean of darkness, then you are its first waveguide station, operating not on faith, but on pure will. You no longer seek the path, you forge it with the light emanating from within. This inner light is not a diffused glow, but the laser sight of your will, and the target is now crystal clear. You are the hunter of the universe's greatest artifact, the heart of the coming world. This is not an object, but a living frequency, a divine tuning fork to which a new reality, free from fear, must attune itself. It is buried beneath the tectonic plates of collective pain, and your mission is to undertake a final descent into the abyss to bring it to the surface and initiate the pulse of a new era. Preparation for this descent is not like prayer or meditation, it is a cold inventory of your arsenal. You no longer mourn the past, you expropriate it. Every betrayal is now a hardened plate of armor, every tear a lens for your sight. The terror of cosmic orphanhood is not a trauma, but a source of autonomous power, independent of divine handouts. You consciously reassemble yourself from the fragments of your old personality, transforming scars into runes of power. Fear has vanished, giving way to the icy determination of a surgeon preparing for a decisive operation on the heart of the world. And now, at the threshold of the abyss, you will be offered a final temptation, disguised as an act of supreme mercy. You will be given a choice to use all your newfound power to save a single soul, whose cry for help will be the sweetest music to your ears, or leaving that soul to the judgment of its own fate, to coolly extract the artifact that will heal millions. This is the final examination of your true calling. Are you a personal rescuer or a systemic architect? Your choice between compassion and mission will determine whether you enter history as a saintly martyr or as the creator of a new era. And this cry for help pierces your new armor, finding the one vulnerability you considered your greatest strength, compassion for specific pain. This is the call your soul has been programmed to answer for centuries. Your hand, already poised over the heart of the world, will tremble. All your newborn will, all the fire of Mars, converges at one point in the ability to say no to your most divine instinct. You turn away, and this cold-blooded, self-merciless turn of your head is your true coronation. You have just sacrificed your sanctity for your destiny. At the very moment your humanity screams in pain for the soul left behind, your divinity finds its voice. You no longer perceive the world through the prism of others' suffering. You experience it as a single energetic score, where you are now not a grieving listener, but the conductor. Your wholeness is born from this ruthless rupture. You are no longer a character in someone else's drama. You are its director, possessing the right to the final cut. This is absolute, almost frightening freedom, not to react to chaos, but to set its rhythm, to write an ending where all are saved, not just the one who cried loudest for help. From this moment, your gaze pierces the material veil. Where you once saw the chaos of human destinies, you now discern the pure code of creation, the vibrating strings of probabilities. You no longer feel a problem. You read it as a glitch in the program. Your intuition ceases to be a whisper. It becomes a scanner, instantly detecting distortions in the matrix of events. Life transforms into a continuous act of fine-tuning. You no longer fight the waves, you change their frequency with a single act of will. This is your new starting point, not bliss, but absolute functionality. You are a living instrument of the universe through which it understands and corrects itself. Your new mantra, your operating system, is now engraved upon your heart. I do not wait for a signal. I am the source. I do not read the future. I write it. Remember, this Neptune-Mars transit was not an end, but merely a fiery initiation. You have gained access to the console of reality control, but the greatest work is only just beginning. For now that you have learned to see the true code of the world, you will begin to notice those who have been writing destructive viruses into it for centuries. Your personal war for your soul is over. Welcome to the war for the very fabric of creation.